everyone, this is Miss J-Ro, the CTE counselor here at Poteet. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time to review a few pieces of information before the other counselors and I come back for next year's registration in April. Do you remember last year when I came to Kimbrough and presented to you all the different endorsements that Poteet had to offer? Things like culinary, cosmetology, engineering, education and training, law enforcement, etc. At that time, you chose an endorsement on a paper that looked like this one on the screen. For new Poteet students, this was something you did as part of the enrollment process. Every student should know their endorsement. If you don't, then you need to get with your counselor to figure it out. The reason I say this is because now is really the last time that you can change your endorsement pathway. If you want to reach one of the upper level programs, you have to make sure you take the prereq in either 9th or 10th grade. Let's look at some of those. You're running out of time to make that happen. This is the handout you will receive today. This shows the limited enrollment courses that we have here at Poteet. That means next year you will have to apply to get in. It won't be automatic. If you aren't on the correct endorsement and don't take the correct prereq, you won't be able to apply. If you have decided to change your endorsement or have any question about that process, make sure to visit your counselor. We won't track you down to see if you are wanting to do something different. It will be up to you to make that happen. Please be proactive about this. Y'all have seen these videos before, but I want you to watch them as a reminder of what really cool programs MISD offers. If something interests you, make sure to speak with either me or your counselor ASAP.
Hi there, it's Jim Vilwalk, the woodshop teacher at Poteet High School. I do real life stuff that you're gonna see every day. When you're done with that, I'm gonna have you cut this out. A guy came to me, needed some people, and all three of them went, interviewed, got the job, and they're making 12 bucks an hour. Coming through, coming through. Top 10% of our class, and they say, UT for architecture, I'm going to A&M for engineering. And I say, well, did you step foot in our CAD class, which is state of the art, 3D printers? No. And I'm like, you're already behind. But I always say, if you brought mama a present home and you have all your fingers and you know how to measure, I was successful.
So you gotta come here and you gotta come here. I am Lakeisha Montgomery and I'm with Poteet Cosmetology. I need you to use a little bit more product. If a student was to graduate from high school, take this program in a private school sector, it's gonna cost them $15,000 to $20,000. You're ready to rinse, go ahead and rinse her. But in high school, it's about $600. But don't let me stop there, because Mosquito ISD loves the children. They pass the practice, the written, they get the license. I'm sorry, Mosquito ISD is gonna give them that money back. So you gotta move your body a little bit. It's the best thing that a student could ever do and be set and geared for life.
Take the tire off, I'll show you what to do after you get the tires off. I'm Monty Turner, and I teach auto technology. Who's winning, you or the brakes? I'm trying to get them ready to go directly into the automotive field. When they leave high school, they can go to work at a lube pit stop, or they can go to a tire shop. And then this line here, we have a line that should come up and go up here to the carburetor someplace. I tell them, you know, the one thing you do, we get all 5 high schools here, so whenever you walk in the door in there, check your alma mater outside. I said, we're all MISD Auto Tech. So we're all grease monkeys whenever we come in here.
So we're gonna stand on a crisscross pattern. Hi, my name is Abraham Fuentes, and I'm in charge of the auto collision repair and refinishing program. You gotta drag it pretty much in the same direction I was doing almost. The easiest way I can explain it is, as long as people are gonna drive, people are gonna wreck. And as long as people wreck, somebody's gotta fix the car. So now I just finish pushing it out. A lot of what we do in this class is exactly what they're gonna do in a workshop. So they're getting a pretty big taste of what's gonna happen once they get in the real world. Ready to go? You got a respirator? My goal is to get them prepared to either get a job or pursue this in college.
Let me pump the heat up on them. Katie Rhodes, culinary at Poteet. Go off and you're gonna live on your own at some point and you don't expect to eat Taco Bell every night. I know they've been in there long enough. Cooking in general is just something, it's a really cool life skill to have. It's a fun environment, it's always go, go, go. It's all over your face. On top of that, it goes even further, so it's not just your basic, this is spaghetti. We make really impressive meals. So, and if they go on to, you know, upper level 2 and 3, like I said, we just made wedding cakes this week, but we need to get 10 to 12 slices out of it. When they come to me, not having a clue that this is what they want to do and they leave so passionate about it, I've done my job.
Okay, let's go find a place for that. Shelley Reagan, hospitality teacher. Number one, it's about customer service. Hospitality comes from the word hospital, which is to care for others, and that's exactly what we do. Those are cool looking. I always laugh too, because hospitality is usually their third or fourth choice. So they'll come into my program already a little upset that they didn't get into their first choice. But by the first month, they're like, man, I'm glad we got into this class. And eating, everyone loves eating. And who doesn't love a party? We love planning parties, we love participating in parties. And that's always my hook. But it's so much more than a party and a fun time. They work hard to prepare this. You know, they don't realize how hard it is until they're in the middle of it.
Let's see what's going on. Adelina Jacobs, engineering, design, and problem solving, and engineering mathematics. You're going to set up your whole board. I'm hoping that they've grasped the concept of just being not only an engineer, but a thinker. They have to be able to collaborate and communicate and be creative and critically think with each other. This wire needs to be on that line.
Put it in here.
Once they leave here and they go into a college level, they know what the language is. All right, this is for descent. They already are familiarized with the whole process.
You're going to count 30 pills. I'm Shayna Jones and I'm in the Health Science Technology Department. 15. Our second year clinical programs, we offer pharmacy technician, so they can get a certification and get a job when they leave high school working in a pharmacy as a technician. So these are what our finished product would look like. 99% of them are college bound. There's an application they have to fill out and a matrix they have to go through, so we get the best of the best kids.
Good job, Marcus.
Most of these kids, no matter what they go into, nursing, radiology, even if they're just parents, they're going to use these skills somewhere during their lifetime.
You ready? Okay, go ahead and hit. We got to record, remember, onto the hard drive. I'm Shonda Tyndall, and I teach advanced audio video production. Ready on the set? Kids today got to actually have an NFL player in studio. Just like conversation, you'll switch it up back and forth. So he basically came to give some inspirational words to seniors that are graduating.
That don't matter. It's all about the heart.
I can't run this like, you know, Channel 8 or Channel 4, but I can simulate those same experiences for them.
Right. I mean, I'm back at home.
A lot of people think, oh, well, if you want to do television and film, you need to do this program. You did great, and you even asked questions that like weren't on the teleprompter. But there's a lot of kids who a program like this is going to teach them social skills that they might not get anywhere else. It'll make them leaders where they might not get that anywhere else.
80-year-old male patient came in cardiac arrest. Randy McGee, clinical rotation and EMT.
Push to shock.
Okay, the patient was defibrillated. It just makes it unique in the sense that we bring the life outside of school into the classroom.
And you can tell it's working because like the chest is rising with every breath.
As far as the little middle schoolers, they need to keep their grades up and stay focused because it is an academic-based environment. Very competitive. We have a large majority of them are nurses, some are doctors. My optometrist is one of my former students.
So I want you to read with me. What causes rust?
Melissa Wood, Family and Consumer Science.
Clase.
Teaching is just a great opportunity. It's a chance to make a difference in someone else's life at a very young age.
Primero.
Students who complete 2 years of Ready, Set, Teach are guaranteed a contract with the school district upon graduation from college and completion of certain requirements.
¿Están trabajando juntos?
Yadira Martinez is an incredible student.
Does anybody know what cause is?
She knows that she wants to be a teacher.
Cause is when something happens.
She's going to make a great teacher in our district.
This is one of your clinical rotation essential skills. My name is Ann Ramirez. This is Health Science Technology. This class is Clinical Rotation 1. Everybody put your finger and find your radial pulse. They need to be able to take vital signs and be accurate. That's blood pressure, pulse, respiration. We typically are out 2 to 3 days a week. Tuesday we went to the Wheeled Body program at UT Southwestern where there was a presentation on all of the body parts. What is the heart doing during diastolic? If they don't go into healthcare, I think they've picked up enough knowledge through observation and just listening to be a better healthcare consumer. So I think it'll prepare them better for if something goes wrong in their family. Remember, blood pressure is systolic over diastolic. It's a fraction.
Grab your electrical over there. You know where your electrical is. My name is David Gustoff. I am the welding metals teacher. Grind on that one and make sure you're chunking sparks in that direction. It's really fun to watch a kid. You give him a project or her a project and you say, okay, fix this. You got to keep that tip down there. And I try to do it in a manner that they have to figure out how to fix it. To see their eyes go boom, and the pride they have is that I did that. There you go, just like that. I had one kid who took an old lawnmower, had no motor on it, no transmission, and he turned it into a running, for lack of a better term, a go-kart. He's gonna weld with you, okay? So it's not just a career skill, it's a life skill.
Equal access to career and technical programs and activities is assured to students in the Mesquite ISD without regard to race, color, national origin, gender, or disability.
Just remember two things. What's the difference between probation and parole? Criminal justice class, basically we have a class called Law 1 and Law 2. It's an introduction into law enforcement, try to get the kids aware of the basics of law enforcement.
The first year of this class taught you a lot about ethics and kind of who you are as a person.
It teaches us the basics of law enforcement, you know, like the Miranda rights, a couple handcuff techniques, but it also prepares us for life because it just shows us the type of world we live in.
The second year, I've learned a lot more about the government and how things work in the court systems.
The second level is a practicum class. The practicum class is where the students, all of which are seniors, get to go to different satellite locations like the Mesquite Police Department, Mesquite Police Dispatch, Justice of the Peace Office, and do basically what's called shadowing, observing daily activities as far as what police officers, judges, dispatchers do.
We also take them on field trips like we went to the career fair at UNT, and we let them see it's not all just about Mesquite. We want them, if they have a desire to be in law enforcement, we want them to go where they think they're going to be happiest and be most successful. And there are all kind of levels of law enforcement. There's the federal level, the state level, the municipal level, and so we want them to be able to see and talk to people and see what the qualifications are, and are they on the right track? Should they go to college and major in criminal justice? Or what should they do? Make sure that they're equipped to make the best decision they can make.
It prepares me for the future because I get to learn how law enforcement will be in the future for me once I pursue it. Like, I already got the idea of it.
It teaches you more about yourself and who you are and what your career could be in the future.
With this class, you get internships and you get to choose which internship you want to do. With this internship, you can actually possibly get a job after high school.
In our law enforcement class, we learned about the penal code, which is the set of laws that's set by the state of Texas. We learned the 10 codes, which is what officers and jailers and everybody use to communicate on the radio with each other. So all that kind of set me ahead whenever I was going through training, because I already kind of knew a little bit of that. So that really helped me get a leg up on.
You would be sitting in a call taker. In other words, the phone would be ringing and somebody's calling in, I need help.
I need PD 6 at 567 Topaz Drive. We have an S1 5-year-old unconscious.
Several skills that they can learn from this class. First would be dispatch, like you saw today. What dispatch teaches them is communication skills, their computer skills, their typing skills need to be top-notch. They are taught how to critically incident dispatch. They are taught how to multitask at a high level. Y'all were the very first call, so you're at Bow Drive.
PD3, I cleared my part.
Only. What that tells her is Shelby is now still on the call, so PD4 is still there. She hasn't cleared yet. She will then go in there and make you available.
PD4 is clear, false alarm.
Perfect. This also gives them prior training if they want to move into the police world, as far as police officer goes or law enforcement goes. To have a knowledge of what goes on behind the scenes in dispatch is incredibly crucial.
I think the law enforcement class definitely helped me. Being in Mr. Carter's class, we got to meet a lot of officers from the Mesquite Police Department. I got to build relationships with those officers, not only through the class, but through my SROs. I was able to establish those relationships, and that really helped me maintain a relationship with the department. And then after I graduated, I became an intern here, and I got to meet even more officers, and then that kind of set me ahead to be in the position that I am now with the department.
I highly recommend taking this class if they want to learn more about just people in general and how to interact with them and like how to handle situations better.
I feel like this class has helped better me as a person and how I talk to people because like 2 years ago, I would not be doing this right now and talking to people, and it's helped better my social skills, not just within the classroom, but outside the classroom.
I would definitely say that if you're interested in taking a law enforcement class, to do it. Whenever I was in Mr. Karaja's class, we got to meet a lot of officers. We got to hear a lot of cool stories from Mr. Karaja about his time with the Mesquite Police Department. It's definitely something worth taking if you're interested in getting into law enforcement.
I started working at the department in '80 in the jail, and there was never armed robbery.
Both teachers are super fun. You learn a lot. It doesn't mean that you have to go into law enforcement. It's just if you want to explore law enforcement or you're interested just a little bit, I recommend taking the class because it's super fun.